Sometimes when things go wrong, we try to understand why the world stops turning and takes away the things we planned. And sometimes we walk alone, no one appears to care. Sometimes we long for someone to be the answer to every prayer. When through the mist of my tears I saw you, I knew I waited for you to find all the dreams that lost their way. Who knows if we will win? God knows we won't give in. There's no yesterday now, there's just today now. Find my way with you. Some say that miracles never happen, but now I know they happen when love goes to show the Who knows if we will win? God knows we won't give in. There's no yesterday now, there's just today now to find my way with you.
Welcome to you. Welcome to you again.
Thank
You're a
you.
little belter, that real belting out at the
Yes,
end.
that voice coming from this little frame.
Little frail frame.
Yes,
Belting
with
you.
the frail, was really stocking. I
They
have to
didn't
show you
catch
them.
that. Do it again. They
I
didn't
have
catch. Are they your own?
My own legs, yes.
How did you get the invitation for this? Or did you angle for it? Did you ask for it? Or did they ask you?
For the song?
Yeah.
Well, about 4 weeks ago when I was here, Tony Lewis, my agent, he played it to me, and I went ape over it. And, I mean, it's a singer's dream to have the right music, the right lyrics.
And the right story, because it's a damn
and the
good...
story, well...
It's a damn good story.
It's incredible. I mean, it's...
Do you have to feel emotionally involved in a song before you can
Oh, yes.
belt
Yes.
it?
And what helped was that they showed me Bob's film the night before I recorded.
Did you have the Kleenex?
Oh, did I ever? Are you kidding? Yes.
Good. Now listen, we haven't seen you talk for a long time. I haven't heard you talk for a long time. So let's do a little trip down memory lane and ask, first of all, what was a nice girl like you doing to a place like Curran's in Splot?
Wrapping peapots. I was, for export.
Yeah, right.
In brown paper.
Let's explain what Splot is, shall we?
Don't. I was in Australia, please, and I wanted to send a telegram home. I think it was my mother's birthday. And they got to the word Splot, and it went all down the line of the clerks behind the counter, and the giggles. And what are you all laughing at? You know, it said, Splot. It sounds like you just splattered somebody against the wall, you know, splot.
And it is a part of Cardiff?
It is. It's where I lived.
An area of Cardiff?
Yes, yes.
And you were rapping chamber parts?
Yes.
What for?
Export from people to pin. What a silly question. It was for my head, actually.
While you were doing all this rapping, were you dreaming of belting songs out at the Palladium in Las Vegas?
No, I wasn't. I was actually singing while I was rapping.
Were you? Well,
yeah,
you've got to do something if you're rapping.
Pea parts, exactly.
Absolutely.
And as I was rapping, of course, I was belting out songs, you know, and of course the supervisor fed up with this, and she kept telling me to belt out. You know.
Instead of belting out?
Instead of belting
out. What other
out,
ambitions did you entertain? I understand you wanted to be an air hostess at one time.
I wanted to be an air hostess, but I changed my mind. Every year I wanted to be something different. Mm-hmm. Nurse, an air hostess. And then I finally thought, a model to wear all these beautiful clothes, because I always had my sister's hand-me-downs, and I was really getting fed up with it. And I only had new things like Whitsun Sunday and Christmas, you know, something like that, or Easter.
Or if somebody died?
Well, fortunately, no, nobody died.
Or if somebody got married. Did they get married either, I bet?
No, they didn't get married either, no.
So you never got any new clothes?
So I never got any new clothes, except it was Easter and Monday or something.
Now, on the train coming from Cardiff to London, for your first big breakthrough and your first big audition and first time, what ideas did you entertain there? Were you frightened or were you elated?
I don't remember. I was 16 years old. I was excited to go to the big city, of course, because, you know, for a young girl in Splot, you know, there was nothing outside. I mean, I couldn't imagine what was outside.
Well, what did a young girl in Splot do at night time?
Nothing. At that age? You're kidding. Well, practically. I'm not telling. We got up to mischief.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're on the train and you're...
So I'm on the train, I'm going to the big city. That was exciting, yes. Mm. But I had an audition to pass. I passed it. And I never looked back.
What did you sing at the audition? Can you remember?
Jezebel! If ever a devil was born, it was you. Jezebel, it was you.
With your sister's frock on, was it?
Yeah, of course. What else?
Now that you've done this for so long, I mean, you're a part of our tradition and a part of our history now. I make you sound like a monument.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I apologise.
Do
you know what I mean? You are a part of our landscape.
Yeah.
How is it still glamorous to get out on a lonely stage under a spotlight with millions of people screaming at you?
It isn't glamorous. It's a lot of hard work. The people see it glamorous, and of course that's what they should see. They don't see what goes on behind the scenes that go on behind getting that performer or oneself glamorous. It's a lot of slogging, hard work, but they mustn't see that. They must just see the glamour.
That's all you must see.
Not the rehearsals and the screaming and the shouting. The sound is wrong, the lighting's wrong.
Occasionally they see more than they should do, don't they?
Well, especially in a television studio, yes.
But I mean, from time to time you've had little accidents with the odd gown.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And, you know, Doug Darnell makes my gowns, and he doesn't make them. I mean, he builds them.
Around you?
Around me. I mean, he's a builder. He's not a dressmaker, a designer.
They put scaffolding around him.
Well, yes, practically. And nothing ever went wrong with them, you know. And until one day, and I hit a top note, and the strap broke, and my left boob came out, and I went... And I didn't miss a beat, you know, or a heartbeat either. I mean, a note. I carried on singing. And then I was looking in the wings, and there was nobody holding up another dress, you see, because they didn't know what was going on either. And then I changed the words, and I said, "Would somebody please bring me another dress?" And nobody did. So I finished the song with my hand there. And finally, my husband, Kenneth Hume at the time, was in the audience, and it suddenly hit. And I said, "She wants another dress." So suddenly they were holding another dress in the wings. And I said to John Barry, who was playing for me at the time, I said, "Busted, I'm off," you know. I did the quickest change I ever did in my life. And I came on in another gown, and everybody applauded. They really didn't know what happened. They thought I was showing off.
Right.
But I had more than one gown. And more than one boob.
Now, last Thursday night on BBC Two, there was a documentary called 40 Minutes about pigeons. And in this documentary, I think you probably heard about this. But I know you didn't believe it, but it's true, because you haven't seen it.
No.
Well, here's a little scene from this documentary where they use you to scare away pigeons at Liverpool Airport.
New methods that we have been trying out and has proved to be quite successful is this one. We have had complaints from the Shirley Bassey fan club, but I'm sure Shirley would appreciate the objectives that we are trying to achieve.
There we are. Apparently, they will not. The pigeons don't fly away for any other singer but you.
Well, this is what I heard. I don't know whether to be honoured or insulted. I don't know.
I'd try being honoured.
I'm trying very hard.
It's more gracious if you do that. But how bored are you now by things like Big Spender and Goldfinger when people scream and want you to sing things like that?
I never get bored with Big Spender because it's a big send-up. You know, it's fun to do. If I'm going to get bored with any songs, it's going to be the big ballads like Goldfinger, This Is My Life, and that's why I'm so glad for Sometimes, because it's going to take the place of This Is My Life.
So you're constantly looking for a new one to take.
Yes.
Now, in your tours around the world, you occasionally are not totally happily received. You had a fairly rough ride in Cardiff last time you were there, didn't you?
Yes, unfortunately, it was my hometown. I mean, I've never had that. I'm always very well received everywhere I go.
What happened?
Around the world. Well, I was picketed. I mean, I've never been picketed before. I mean, I've seen it on television. I've seen it in films, but I never thought anybody would picket me.
What were they angry about?
Because I went to Sun City in southern Africa, and I never played South Africa. And I don't know what it's all about, and I think they just use us, these politicians, some of the politicians, you know, to make a name for themselves, and they hit at us show business people, you know, to make a name for themselves. I think they should make a name for themselves on their own back and not on somebody else's, because we are entertainers, you know, and we're meant to entertain the world.
But
we have no prejudices.
Could you understand their point of view, though, or were you too angry to see that?
I couldn't understand their point of view at all, no, because I'm an entertainer.
Would you go back to Cardiff?
Yes, it's my hometown. You know, I was born there. And I think it was very unfair of them to do this. And I did have a performance to do, and I could hear them from my dressing room before I went on. So to do a performance, you know, for an hour and 10, 15 minutes, and you never know what nut is out there with tomatoes or eggs and throw at you, you know, and the tension was terrible. And I came off stage, and then it all came out, and I kind of went a little hysterical, you know.
So where are you going next now then on your tour?
I'm going to Scandinavia, to Australia, and then in October I'm doing a big English tour.
Where is home, finally, when you hang your hat, finally?
Switzerland.
And is that where you'll...
It's been for the last 15 years, yes. When I was on your program and you said, how do you feel being married to an Italian? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I said, it's not an Italian, it's Italian.
If you don't mind.
If you don't mind.
Anyway, we're very...
He's gone anyway.
Well, he's gone.
Yes.
The
Italian has gone. The Italian stallion's gone.
But you're still here.
I'm still here.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Shirley Bassey.